Hey everybody, it's Aaronator here, and we got our 10th episode of our Colorado Avalanche franchise mode here on the PS4, guys. In the last episode, make sure you go check it out. We went and did the start of the season. We ended up going 0-3 for our first 3 games, and then we brought it back up a bit more. We're 13-8-3, as you can see here. We're second in our division, 29 points behind Minnesota, 5 points behind them. And then a couple other teams nice and close behind us, so... It's still early on in the season. Definitely things can change, and so I want to clarify on a couple things. First of all, as for any upcoming trades coming at the trade deadline, I really don't see us making too many things because we don't really have many draft picks. And the thing is, although we have quite a few good young players in guys like Rantanen, Bgrass, maybe a couple prospects in the AHL like Dennis Daly, we traded for Nick Patan. Aside from all those guys, we really don't have many trading assets. So unless we're trading young players, which I really am not keen on doing, we have to be really careful with our next trade. So the only reason that we will be making a trade at the deadline is if it makes sense for our team and it's a notable change. We're not going to make any small depth changes. If we're going to make a change, it's to help us win the Stanley Cup this year, and that will be for likely a veteran with low trade value and is still performing very well. So no matter what, at this point, I'm not planning on making any trades. So that's why this may also be a longer video. If we can get to the end of the season, that'd be nice, but you know what? Let's just start getting into it. So once again, if you did not see last episode, make sure you go check it out because we did make a notable move, or at least we made a couple moves, but the big one was obtaining defenseman Jacob Trouba for the Winnipeg Jets in a big trade that traded basically a couple of draft picks and prospects to get another top 4 defenseman in there. So we have, I think I like our defense score going into the playoffs. There's quite a few young players that could still develop, Bgrass, Zadorov, and Trouba. As for Barry and Johnson, they're a top-notch defenseman right now. They're playing legit top 2 defensemen, so it's really nice to see that those guys are clicking together just like last season. And then as for offense, I could see us making a notable change in the top 6 if we want to add one more guy like 86 or 87 overall and above to help us have a really stacked forward group. Because I wouldn't mind moving Grigorenko or back down to the third line. And as for defense, Zadorov and Trouba, maybe adding a top 4 defenseman. Honestly, we could improve on any position. Someone suggested that we trade for a backup. As for this point, I think I realized why you said that we should trade for backup, because his stats aren't the greatest. Calvin Pickard, in 5 games, he only has 1 win, and then his stats are really not good at .857 for save percentage and 3.65 goals against average. But I know he can play better. He has potential, so if Varlamov does get injured, there's always a chance that if he plays more games and he does do successful, he could still grow. I still plan that probably as long as I'd like to keep Pickard for as long as possible, because I think with his overall there, I think he is the legitimate backup in that. Right now, I don't think it's our goalies that are the problem. They may not be performing their best, but I think that our goaltending is not the problem. I think if we improve our team up front, whether it's on the defensive end or the offensive end, I think we don't really need to make too many changes aside from notably a top 6 forward or a top 4 defenseman. So let's start getting the sim underway. But aside from that, I really think that it's just we made the playoffs with this team last year, and we can make it with this team this year. I'd like to see us be a stronger season team, but as long as we make the playoffs, then I'd like to have an even better playoff run. That would be the plan, because we can't be set back from last season. We have to keep on going forward and getting better from where we were and build off of what we did last season. So far we have a shootout loss against Pittsburgh and then a couple wins against Western Conference teams, which are nice. We honestly could use some more defensemen, so I see probably defensemen in the QMJHL. Let's go there, because we like our Quebec defensemen. 2 wins against Chicago and Calgary, a loss against Philly, 2-1, and then a win in overtime against Minnesota, a win against Philly, And then we lose 7-1 to the Rangers. That's not very nice, but I mean, you're going to have those games. Winnipeg, divisional game, we do get a 5-3 loss. Vancouver, we get a 4-1 win. So we're really going even here. We had a couple wins here and there, like 2-game winning streaks, and then we lose a game here. So it looks like no matter what is happening, if we keep this up, then we should be pretty set for the playoffs. We are 19-12-4, and I am liking that record. AHL team isn't doing too great. San Antonio, I don't know what's up there, but you know, we got to focus on the NHL team. Let's get some wins here, guys. Divisional opponents. There you go. Columbus. In Columbus, they're a pretty decent team around our same record, and they beat us 3-2. And so we're 20-14-4. Pretty steady month there. It's just a regular steady sim with quite a few wins. We had a couple losses there, obviously, but overall, I think we were able to maintain our position, hopefully. We did move back by one, but that's because our division is tight. So it looks like St. Louis in 6th is quite a bit back. Obviously, any team can come back. But if you look at this right here, as long as it stays this way, we can clarify ourselves a divisional spot, depending on what the Pacific Division is looking like. So it looks, yeah, we are actually better than every team in the Pacific right now. So we're doing steady. I'd like to be higher in our division, but you know what? That's where we're at right now is pretty good. Let's see where we are in the entire league. Let's see. Minnesota is the top team, and they are in their division. We are 8th. So let's see if we can actually maybe even improve on anything. Goals for, we are the top goals for team, so maybe we don't need to make a change to our offense, but maybe defense is something we need to look at. Because we are 2.68, and that's probably, yeah, that's the bottom half of the league. So I think we really just have, there's not much else we can do. We just have gone up against some really offensive teams. I remember we lost to Rangers. They have a lot of depth on offense. And then the Dallas Stars, I think they also scored 7 goals on us. And I mean, that's just going to happen. Power play is, you know what, that's 19% is pretty steady for that. So I don't think we need to make any changes. Penalty kill is not doing too well, so maybe we can make a change there, and maybe that'll help. Obviously, I don't want to make too many changes with some things clicking, but the defensive end, we really need to maybe step it up. And if we do make changes and they work out for us, then maybe that can help us get higher in the standings. So let's see. Defensively, Trouba and Zadorov have actually moved back up a bit. I remember Trouba was a lot worse. Tyson Barrie and Johnson just keep on playing steady. Bigras and Wisnowski playing steady. I mean, the defense has been actually getting probably better than previously. And goalies, I mean, save percentage-wise, Varlamov's doing steady, but I guess Picard just, for some reason, maybe you guys are right. I mean, he's not doing very well. His stats are definitely showing that he's not that reliable of a goalie, and I know he can be better than that. I mean, his morale's 84. He's an 84 overall goalie. There's no reason why he can't be performing. So, I mean, aside from that, I think we just have to leave the lines the way they are. I mean, is there anything else we can make? -3. I mean, our depth lines are even getting better. Like, Rantanen was a -7 before, now he's a -3. Third line is slowed down a bit because I remember Como had lots of points, but he slowed down a bit. Second line is not super great, but the first line, oh man, the offense, it's clicking. Nathan McKinnon's got 16 goals in the year. That's very nice. Could be a 30 goal year, I believe, because we're almost halfway through the season, so that would be pretty nice. So I think we just got to leave it. Oh wait, no. We were gonna make a penalty kill change, but you know what? We did have a pretty steady month, so unless we start losing again, then I'll make a change. But I'll keep a close eye on it. So Landeskog is injured till January 30th. He's injured for a month. So let me go quickly make that line change. Okay, guys, so I fixed up the lines, and Marchand is going to be moving up to the top line. Tulosti's going to get some second line time because that's sort of why I had him in there as a veteran guy. I think his offensive stats can prove that he can be a goal scorer. And I looked at Marchand. He was more of a goal scorer on that second line than Soderberg and Grigorenko were. And Landeskog had more goals than Duchesne, not as many as McKinnon, but they seem to be more goal-scoring guys. So what I'm going to try is I'm going to put Tulosti in there instead of a guy like Rantanen, because Rantanen's getting more assists. So I'm wondering if this will help if this will basically be a good replacement for Marchand, and Marchand will be able to replace Landeskog. So otherwise, I will try Rantanen, maybe even Como on the second line, because Rantanen is a young guy, and I want to give him some time. I did give him some power play time. on the second line power play there, and then I move Soderberg in on the power play. Penalty kill. It's kind of tough to lose Landeskog, but maybe he's not doing great there, so we're going to try Marchand because he is a two-way forward and his shot blocking is pretty stellar. And that might be why he got so many points in that 1 year. Maybe he got some shorthanded goals with Boston. Grigorenko is going to take over in the 4-on-4 there, and then Grigorenko once again in the shootout lineup. So we're going to see how that works out. If it doesn't work out, then we can try out some different strategies. 2-1 shootout loss to Winnipeg. We got a point out of it, but I mean, I'd like to get some wins against these divisional teams. Another point against the Eastern Conference team. That's pretty good. Columbus, we get a win against them. They've slowed down a bit. St. Louis, they could come back into the division if they get some more wins because it still is early on. But I like to prevent that from happening. So hopefully we can get a win there. I think we can go. Let's try. We got a forward in Dennis Daly. Let's try another forward. We'll do 1 month there. Can we get a win against St. Louis and we will lose 5-0? Nope. Trade offers. I think Barron's there. Let's just take him off. But you know what? I think it's pretty steady otherwise. We don't need to make any trades. A point against Florida. Carolina, can we get a win here? That would be really nice. We haven't got too many wins lately. I'd like to get one. They're a tough team, it looks like. And we're going to lose 3-2. That's unfortunate. Nashville, we got some divisional games here. Against Nashville, we lose 3-0. Okay, we've been losing a bit here. I'd like to change that. We got a 3-1 win, but I'd still like to make some changes. That was one game. That was one win. So locker room chemistry isn't doing too great. We have dropped down to 5th in our division, which is something I'm really not liking. Toulouse, how are you doing? 4 goals. I mean, he hasn't got too much offense. So let's try. We're going to try Rantanen on the top line. He's a -4. Probably wasn't playing too great with these guys. I put in Mitchell as well, if you guys didn't notice. Let's try. Is the first line okay? Yeah, the first line's still doing good because McKinnon has 19 goals, so we can keep it the way that is. Hopefully, Rantanen maybe that will lead Soderberg and Grigorenko to get more goals. I don't know, but really, Rantanen hasn't grown lately, and I'm really hoping that he can get some growth in this season. But so maybe giving him some second line time will help him out. Who knows? So we got a game upcoming against Buffalo, Jack Eichel and the Sabres, and then we got a game against the Anaheim Ducks. So a couple teams not in our division, but there's no reason that we can't get wins here. Game against Buffalo, we lose 7-4. What the heck, defense? Start stepping up. We really haven't had many defensive wins. It's usually been lot more goal scoring than defensive games. Come on, Varley and Picard. I know you guys can do better than that. There you go. Only 1 goal allowed. That's pretty good. Game against Vancouver coming up. We have beaten them past in this season. Let's see if we can get a win so then we can maybe bounce back up in the lineup. Landeskog is available to be injured. It's tough because I've seen lots of YouTubers having troubles with this, and that's one thing that I think EA needs to work on, making sure that your best players don't get super mad at you when things happen. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait till he comes back, and if he's mad, hopefully he's not. Game against Vancouver, we do win 4-2. That's very nice. Landeskog has recovered from an injury. Don't get mad. Don't get mad at me, bud. Don't do it. There you go. Looks like nothing happened. So player meetings is probably going to be like, oh, what the heck? You got to be playing me. So don't worry. We'll get you in there, Landeskog. Mitchell will put in Landeskog. He's back from an injury, so that's much better. Toulouse, I'd like to try on a higher line, but, I mean, not much is happening. So Landeskog, Marchand. Let's go Rantanen, and I mean some of these guys can be doing better. 12 goals. I mean the third line's been steady, so I can't really complain. They are playing well, but you know what? Because let's just play them in their proper positions. Maybe Toulouse and Como seem to be getting more of the goals. Parento and Rantanen more of the assists. So let's try Toulouse, Colborne, Parento, and then Como, Martinson, and Rantanen. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. We'll have to try different things. Grigorenko, how have you done? You've got 9 goals, 11 assists. You've been pretty steady this year, so I'm not going to do any changes there. Defensively, second line defensively has been struggling a bit, but maybe that's because of the changes to the second line before, so I'm not going to make any changes there. Power play, let's get Landeskog back in where he needs to be. And I don't have to necessarily show you guys all of this, but I thought I'd clip some of it out just so then we don't have to worry about it. Oh wait, no, it wasn't that. It wasn't him. Our top line, our power play was doing very much the way it was before, so we're going to change it back to that in case our power play isn't doing that great right now. Penalty kill. I'm going to take Como. No, I'm going to keep Como on because he's going to be on the fourth line now. Extra special teams. You know what? Let's try, instead of Duchesne on there, let's give it to a different defensive player. Let's give it to Colborne. Give him the shot. He hasn't got much time aside from third line time, so maybe maybe his morale will go up if we give him more ice time in other areas. 3-man PK. Let's put Barry on the top line because those are our top players, right? Penalty kill. Want to play our guys right there. There you go. Extras. Quickly. Once again, guys, I'm sorry for not clipping this out, but I already started, so I felt like I'd finish. Shootout. We'll put Landeskog back in there. There you go. That's it. And we'll make our changes. So let's go check out that player meeting. We are at 20 minutes. That's pretty steady. Right here, we have climbed back into fourth, but some teams are starting to pull ahead of us. We need to catch back up. Grigorenko, team performance is really not an issue. I'm happy with it. Really? We can, honestly, I mean, he has been doing well, but, I mean, more of you. I know you still have more to give. You've been doing well lately. I think honestly he has been doing well lately, but I mean he's a young offensive player, and I think with the players he's playing with, he can give some more. Okay, so he doesn't like the motivational tactics. You know what? That's fine. He can. I mean, I'm just trying to say prove my point. If he don't like it, he's got to accept it. I mean, he's on the team. I can always trade him. Shh, don't tell him that. Okay, so we got 1 month till the trade deadline. Let's go skip to the deadline, then we'll take it from there and see if we need to make any moves. But I think unless it gets really long of a video, I think we can probably sim to the end of the season in this one. Game against Minnesota, this is a tough one, and we lose. That's really not good. Let's go scout some more Landeskogs over there in Sweden. Nashville, we got to get a win here, guys. It's not acceptable right now. You can't be losing these many games. There you go. There's a 6-4 win. A game against Chicago. We get 5-2 win. That's much better. So we come up with a couple more wins. We were winning more earlier on in the season, guys. We had a couple losing streaks, but we've had a couple winning streaks. So let's get on a big tear here. And LA hasn't been doing well. We have 2 games against them within the next week or two. So let's get some wins. Come on, guys. You can't be losing 4-0 to these kind of teams. Valtteri Filppula for a first from next year and a 3rd round pick. I'm going to say right now that's not the kind of player I'm looking for. Maybe, but a first and a 3rd for a Filppula, that's not a big enough change. I would rather do a first and a 3rd for a second line winger. I think no. Now they're trying to change up the 3rd round pick. I'm not trading for Filppula, boys. It doesn't make sense. I mean, maybe, but I really don't. He's not really my kind of player. LA, we got to get a win, guys. They're a struggling team. You have to get points. How do you lose 4-0 and 6-1 to? No. We got to make changes. We have to make changes. I think I will have to change it up. Hold a team meeting. We can do this right against. They're a tough team, a division team. I have to be demanding on them right now. Okay, we have to win, guys. You can whether the positive morale helps us or maybe we start winning when we're mad. No matter what happens, we cannot fall apart because that's what's happening right now. Our division is tough, and we gotta accept it. Right now, our offense. Oh my goodness, has slowed down. I'm pretty sure. And if we look at this, we're 9th. We're out of a playoff spot. That's not acceptable. We can't be in this position. We have some games in hand on these guys, and that can help us bring our record back up. Like Chicago, if we win 4 games, we'll be a lot closer to them. But we can't be losing this many games, guys. It's just not acceptable. McKinnon, the top line, I think has been slowing down a bit, so I might have to make some changes there. You know what? Let's go. I think I'm gonna end it off there. We'll finish the rest of the season, or not the rest of the season, sorry, but we'll sim up to the trade deadline. And I'm really not liking where we are at. So let's go. There's the Western Conference. Let's check out let's look at right here, right now. LA's the worst team. We lost them 4-0 and 6-0. You can't be doing that. It doesn't matter if it's an Eastern Conference team, a team outside of our division, or a team in our division. You can't be losing that big to the worst team in the league, guys. Like, that's not acceptable. Our offense, oh my gosh, our offense has slowed down like crazy. Our goals against has gotten worse. It's 2.8 now. That's, oh my gosh, power play. 18%. The power play is slow down now because, like, without our offense now and our defense struggling the way it is, it's not doing well. Colorado, are we getting lots of penalties? We are taking a decent amount of penalties, and right now we're still bottom in the league. So I don't know what kind of change we have to make. I think I'll definitely look towards the next episode for trades, but you know what? First of all, let's check out that top line. Landeskog, 20 goals. McKinnon's a -3 now. You know what? We're going to try Marchand on the top line, okay? Because we know he's an offensive player, and maybe switching it up evening it out will make it a bit better for us. Let's switch the third line back to the way it was, and because this was the team that got us farther. So hopefully that'll help. Penalty kill. What can we change? I mean, Landeskog. I think we have to put our best players out now, guys, because it's just not working for some reason. So we have some offensive depth guys that can provide offense. We'll have to play them maybe. Colborne, let's give you some time because clearly Duchesne isn't doing that well. Those are going to have to be the line changes. Let's give Biegrass some time because he is a steady defenseman there. Yeah, he's actually pretty steady defensively. Maybe we should give him some time. I know he's not a defensive defenseman like Zadorov, but his defensive awareness right there, Zadorov's, it's not acceptable. It's only 83. Biegrass is a lot better. So maybe if we get more aware players, then we'll be doing better. Power play. Is there any changes that we can make? I mean, Parento's getting a bit down there. I'd like to give Rantanen some time, but he's not really performing the way I would like him to be. So let's try. I can't try anything. Rantanen, he's not getting offense in the positions that he needs to be. So there's not much else I can do. I really can't. Goalies, let's see how they've slow. Oh my god, Picard. What the heck is up, dude? You know what? I have to roll with Varlamov now. Like, Picard is just, I don't know why. You guys seem to be right about Picard. He's just not doing well. Like, I know that he's a much better player than that. I think you guys can agree. He's an 83 overall goalie. We've seen guys that have been able to lead their teams to cups with those kind of lower overall goalies. I'm sure you guys have watched other GMOs with that, where that happens. So, what the heck? Where do I want to go? Rotates goalies off. We need to take that off because Varlamov needs to be playing most, if not rest of the season. We can have Picard come in for some games and see if he can play steady, but for now, I think we're going to roll with that. So for these next couple games, let's see if we can get some wins. We really have to because some of these are divisional games. Nashville and Winnipeg. Calgary's probably going to be in the wild card spot. Yeah, they are going to be a tough team. So eventually, if we get back up there in the win category, then we may be competing with them. So that'll be a big game. Washington, they're a pretty strong team. So if we can get a point out of them, that'd be nice. So guys, this is going to be really important. We got to get some wins here. There's a 2-1 win against Nashville. That's much better defensive game. Calgary, we get a 3-1 loss. That's really not what I'm looking for. Adam Cracknell is going on waivers. Bottom 6 forward, 4th liner. It's not what we're looking for. It's okay, LA. We'll pass on them. Winnipeg, this is going to be a big game, guys. We could need these points for the end of the season. Get a win here. You got to get a win. Mike Green. Ooh, okay. Okay, so this is the kind of trade that I'm looking for. Mike Green, he's 85 overall. This helps our power play. I'm not sure if it helps our penalty kill. Like, he's a really steady player. Is this the kind of guy we go for a second and a third? Guys, you have to think of how much we're investing in him. Are we in enough of a playoff spot that we want to make this kind of a move? And, I mean, I just don't know if I'm willing to give up that much. Just, like, at this point, I want us to make the playoffs. I want us to come back for next season. But if we trade away all of our draft picks for these next 2 seasons just for Mike Green, who we may not even sign, like, I think our defense and our offense can get it done. So I'm really, at this point, I'm going to say no to it. If you guys think that's a good trade, I think that is a good trade, but we've traded so much. Just, like, guys like Trouba should be stepping up. Winnipeg, thank you. We get a win. They get a point, but you know what? We just needed the win there. Trade block preferences, nothing right now. See if any other trades come up. Washington, a 4-2 loss. That's really not great. We're 28, 26, and 8. Quickly show you the points for our not necessarily. We know what's not struggling on the team. Let's see what players aren't performing. So maybe we need to make some trades. Offense, like aside from goal scoring from McKinnon, I mean it's slowed down. Oh my gosh, it really has slowed down. So we could, I mean guys, we could really do a lot better than we have been doing. I think our offense can do better, but I think most of you guys can agree it is our defense. It is our goaltending. Grigorenko is the second line forward. That's nice to see that he is bona fide as a second line forward now. But that doesn't take away from the fact that we're not playing like the team that we can be. McKinnon has 38 points. How does McKinnon only have 38 points? He's 90 overall. His stack stats. I mean, his passing in 87. His passing and offensive awareness is at 87. So, I mean, it's not great. Maybe we should try him on the penalty kill. I don't know. You guys can let me know if we got to try some guys on the penalty kill. I mean, we have an offensive team. I think we just need to be playing better defensively. And let's see which guys are not playing well. So Barry and Johnson. Barry's definitely slowed down. He's not a point per game defenseman. He's not the same guy he once was. So I think because we did in that first steady month that we had, that one month, I think it was the November or something. We had, or I think it was December, and we had like 2 wins and a loss, and then two or three wins and a loss, maybe 2 wins and 2 losses. But we were a lot steadier, and we weren't losing as many games as we were before. We just need to keep that up, but our team for some reason can't. It's not working. So there's the plus minus. The minus, Trouba's a minus 23. You know what? These are not performing. You have to be honest right now. You have to play these guys, either split them up or play Trouba or Zadorov. I mean, just on the top 6, they're not getting it done. That's not acceptable. It's just not. So maybe we need to play a veteran like Wisnowski. As for goaltending, I'm not sure. I mean, his save percentage right there, it's not good. But that might be why that right now we need to play Varlamov. His stats have been better. He is our starting goalie, so we will play him closer to the end of the season. I may play Picard a bit, but I'm going to play Varlamov for more of the games. And as for defense, I think we just need to make changes. I'm not sure if I'm willing to make too much, but I'll look at some defensive forwards and some more defensemen to possibly make in trades. I will quickly show you guys the proposed trades. I'm not going to go in depth for which teams, but if there's players on the block, like, well, you can see some depth guys. Drew Moore was there. Lee Stepniak. So Carolina may have some more forwards. Let's see quickly if they have any more guys. No, just Stepniak. Korpisalo, Kunitz, some more depth forwards. Defenseman Dan Hamhuis. See, Patrick Sharp. So there's some defensive players. Patrick Sharp could be nice for the second line. Dan Hamhuis as well on the defensive end. Like, if we need to make these trades, I would definitely not mind trading a second for a Dan Hamhuis. I think that could be a good move, actually. There's not too many other guys I'm seeing. Yannick Hansen, Nathan. I mean, Yannick Hansen is a pretty good defensive player, right? Yeah. His defensive awareness is slowed down, but he can be a defensive player, physical. Burrows is there as well. I mean, trading a third or a second round pick for a depth guy that plays defensively, then if you guys think that's the right move, I will do that. Maybe we got to move out a guy like Parenteau or a guy like Rantanen. But, I mean, you guys can let me know what you think. I'm going to end it off there. Our locker room chemistry isn't that great, so maybe if we do make a trade, if we trade for a quality player, that may result in locker room chemistry going up, more wins. But you guys can let me know what you think there. So what line changes do we have to make? And do you think that we need to make a trade? Or can this team that we know that can do better and that has done better before, can we make it into the playoffs for next season? So let me know, guys. And hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you guys in the next one.